The infamous moment, Cleveland Golden State. All you guys got to do is basically protect the ball, grab the ball, hold on to it. No, not hold on to it. I think you guys could have scored.
Should have scored.
You should have scored. I'm wrong here.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Don't worry about it.
I'll finally get your side of it now.
That's what
Yeah, get off his back. It's an innocent mistake.
The J.R. Smith blunder. Of course, you immediately know what I'm talking about because Teammate of the Year made sure that that's what you remembered from those finals. Well, maybe you remember the ridiculous cast at the end as well. You don't remember that LeBron James wanted nothing to do with Kevin Durant or the fact that they got swept. You remember LeBron James blaming J.R. Smith. This is what I get when I search for J.R. Smith's highlights. His highlights. I typed in highlights, and this is what you get. Poor J.R. Smith. Yes, he made a mistake, but most people's careers aren't ruined because of a mistake, because their teammates don't usually make sure that you're thrown under the bus. Number one, if J.R. Smith doesn't dribble the ball out and he puts it back up, there's no guarantee that he makes it. If he passes to someone else immediately, there's no guarantee that they make it, especially if he would have passed it to LeBron choke James. It would have just been another miss for LeBron James. You guys act like J.R. Smith dribbled to the other end of the court and scored one for the Warriors to give the Warriors the lead. No, it went to overtime. It went to overtime, and the so-called GOAT had overtime to win the game. Hey, LeBron, at least J.R. Smith made one in overtime instead of going 0 for 4. Man, Hill. J.R. Smith saved George Hill, too. Nobody talks about that missed free throw very much, nor the fact that Durant was shoved in the back in order for the Cavs to get that rebound. How about saying thank you that he got the rebound? This so-called GOAT, this leader, was busier making sure the world knew how upset he was. Rather than rally the troops, rather than actually be a leader, rather than say, it's okay, shake it off, I'm going to need you in overtime. Nope. LeBron James is about LeBron James. LeBron James wants the world to know that it wasn't his fault. LeBron James knows they're not going to win this series. How can he get out of this? Oh, make it look like it was J.R. Smith's fault. But you know what's really crazy about this and no one talks about is even after LeBron's first round of childish antics, he comes out of his stupor long enough to ask if they did in fact have a timeout. And then he goes into this second tirade. Well, if it was so obvious that you had a timeout, why is LeBron James acting shocked at the news that they had a timeout? Mr. Basketball Savant, how did you not know that? How can that be news to you? Why isn't anyone talking about the fact that LeBron James goes into a whole nother childish tantrum after learning that they had a timeout? Which brings me to the main point that I wanted to talk about today. The fact that anyone on the Cavaliers on the floor while they had possession of the ball and the coach on the sideline could have called a timeout. Anyone saying that J.R. Smith was making a mistake, anyone saying that they secured the rebound and that he didn't go right back up with it, could have called a timeout. In fact, calling a timeout and running a play would probably have been smarter than going up for a shot immediately, like apparently everybody thinks J.R. Smith should have done. Don't get me wrong, J.R. Smith admitted he didn't know the score, which is kind of crazy. But that doesn't change the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers got possession of the ball and had a timeout remaining. It's not like he got the rebound in perfect shooting position. Why wouldn't you want a timeout called if you had a timeout left to burn? Now you can see that LeBron is in the position of calling a timeout here, but by then it's too late. And it makes it really interesting that he's calling for a timeout without knowing that they had a timeout. I mean, he went out of his way on the sideline to make sure the world knew that it was shocking news to him that they had a timeout and didn't call one. So if he didn't know that they had a timeout, but he's calling a timeout, then this was potentially another Chris Webber. This could have been a technical. If they didn't have a timeout and he was calling it, Warriors could have shot a free throw, and the game would have been over right then. Man, look at this still frame. It's crazy how much the Warriors disrespected LeBron James as a shooter. I mean, if he had gotten the pass, man, he's wide open. But we know how LeBron does with wide open game winners. So for all the LeBron-minded people out there, those of you who seek excuses rather than solutions, here, let me lay it out for you. Tyronn Lue probably should have called a timeout. Should have told his team to be ready to call a timeout. LeBron James should have called a timeout. J.R. Smith should have called a timeout, or he should have put it back up, or he should have passed it out to LeBron. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Period. Feel better? But again, that doesn't change the fact that they were going to overtime. And LeBron James, the leader of the team, instead of listening to the plan for overtime, instead of rallying the troops, instead of encouraging the players and saying, come on, guys, we fought this hard, we got this, is putting on one of the most embarrassing displays I've ever seen an adult do. But of course, that was before realizing that we were going to have another 10 years of him. He's been doing this on a daily basis. Look at the other teammates. Watch this. Watch Green here. Having to do what LeBron should be doing. Come on, pull it together. We got this. We got this in overtime. No, let me show the world how upset I am. Let me milk this. I know that my fan base is more interested in feeling sorry for ourselves than just overcoming. I won't look at JR. I want him to know what a piece of crap he is. Well, I'm never going to live this one down. And LeBron didn't listen to a word in the huddle, so we're pretty screwed in overtime. God help me. Remind me again, hadn't LeBron just finished breaking his hand by punching the wall before this? This is the game one press conference. You know what his priority is? Making sure that he has a fucking handbag. But of course, we won't hear about that excuse until after the sweep is completed. Look at his childish, terrible acting at the beginning of the press conference. Oh, look at me. Look how disappointed I am. I'm going to pretend I'm trying to fight off my disappointment and make it through this press conference. We talk about this sort of thing on the Sunday panel a lot with the other old school guys. Just how in the past the players would conduct themselves. They would have some composure. They didn't want to show off their weaknesses. They didn't want the other team to know that they were wounded. Now people just can't wait to tell everyone what they have to complain about and how hard their lives are and any other problems they might be facing. And that's why this is gross, because LeBron James should be more scrutinized than he is rather than having excuses made for him. Guys are never going to stop screwing up, missing shots, not calling timeouts, whatever. Mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. But this behavior is deliberate. This is where the real problem lies. This can't be who you look up to. Oh my God, that face, man. That behavior, the posture, the face. What has he been in the league? 15 years now? At this point, he's been in the league for 15 years, or roughly. If it's 14 or 16, it doesn't matter. If I had a 14-year-old that acted like that, I'd fucking beat the shit out of him. Nobody should ever look that way, much less an adult, a grown man, that the media has the nerve to call the leader of a team or a GOAT or any of the other things that he's never deserved to be called. That is embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. You can kind of tell the guy behind him's kind of like, come on, man. No, you don't. Come on. Don't do this shit. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah.
That's That's how Brian can play. What's wrong, Brian? Guess we all don't want to win. What? We play cards and you beat Brian in the hand. He said, I work hard every day. What? Cards. I work hard every day. I get up. I'm in the gym. I dedicate myself. What the are you talking about, Brian? Just say guts or no guts, man. Everything don't require a winning speech.
He should have had a long conversation with Chris Bosh because there's so much. Oh, J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith ahead of the pack. Taylor, Martin's going. Soren, obviously. That's what he wants to do. Oh, beautiful pass, man. Baseline. And this has got to be the master. Smith puts it up. Oh, he puts it in! His 6th three-pointer here in the first 2 quarters.
Continues, 5 on the shot clock. Smith looking for the shot, played very well by Smart, and it hits! J.R. Swish.
He's looking back to Smith. Smith for 3. It's good! J.R. Smith from downtown ties the game with 10 seconds remaining. Disappear. Oh,
The Cavs a 40-32 lead. I can relate to that myself. Oh, what a move. Millsap hit the floor. And you see that move. I see the game plan. Smith for 3. Yes.
J.R. Smith puts up a 3 and nails it. J.R. Smith with his 3rd three-pointer of the first half. Well beyond the arc.
He's executing out of timeouts. J.R. Smith, we've seen this plenty of times. Knocks down, well-designed. Jefferson down on another Smith. And it's smashed by J.R. J.R. Smith was fouled.
Spins. Which way did he go? The fallback. Gave him a bevy of moves. Put him in a blender. Timeout, Charlotte. This set. Using his length. Come back. Whoa. J.R.
By J.R. Point fires anyway. Oh, there it is. Oh, on J.R. You can't be serious. Nobody makes that shot. First of all, the catch, and then the turn on a ridiculous angle, and he hits it. Now he also back. J.R. fires. Good. Oh, J.R. Smith.
It's to the hoop. J.R. Behind the back, up and under. J.R. Smith is to the hoop.
That took some resourcefulness against definitely an shot now. That's it.
Smith on the drive. Nice adjustment, and it goes. Green picks it up. Shot blocked by J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith, three-pointer. It's good. J.R. Smith from downtown. Trying to go for the steal. Smith hesitated and then knocks down the three-pointer. J.R. Smith, he pulls back for 3. Knocks it down. J.R. Smith launches a 3. Oh! Smith from the 28-foot line with 1.3 remaining. Back out J.R. Smith. Contested 3. It's good. J.R. Smith. Cross-court Smith. Three-pointer. It's good. J.R. Smith once again. He's 5 for 5 from downtown. NBA Finals continues after this message. Pass goes to Tristan Thompson. J.R. Smith trying to launch. Count it, and a foul.
He's clearly behind the line. It's not even close.
There you see Curry behind him. Curry picks up his 3rd.